Talk with Desmond Howard today. The ESPN college football analyst told me he thinks there is no clear favorite in the Big Ten, but he does think Michigan is right there with Michigan State and Ohio State. And as for U of M's quick turnaround, I asked Desmond if he was surprised.
Wow, I guess not, because it's Jim Harbaugh. When you look at his resume, I mean, it speaks for itself. I mean, this is what, Jim Harbaugh is known for turning over programs very quickly. And I mean, just to keep it real, he was one dropped punt away from an 11-win season. He turned things around quick in year one, and people like to comment on the things that may be considered zany or different or whatever about Jim. Maybe it's khaki pants, or he took off his shirt at a satellite camp. But the thing you never, ever hear anybody criticize Jim Harbaugh about is what he gets that check for, which is coaching.
The Big Ten is packed. A lot of good teams, two good teams locally here. Who is everybody chasing in the Big Ten this season?
Well, if you listen to the media, it seems as though everyone's chasing Michigan because of all the hype during the offseason that Coach Harbaugh's gotten. But I don't think it's that cut and dry. I think that Michigan State's always a dangerous team. They're just hiding in the woods, not really drawing a lot of attention to themselves, and people aren't talking about them. I know they had to replace Connor Cook, but they named their starter at the quarterback position, and they don't ask a lot of their quarterbacks. They're not going to ask this guy to go out there and win games. They do things within their system to keep their quarterback comfortable and protected. So you always got to be wary of Sparty. I know the Buckeyes, people are talking about they had to replace anywhere from 12 to 14 starters. But they still got J.T. Barrett. He's a very dangerous quarterback. He's a guy who they are going to lean a lot on for making his playmaking abilities. And then you got Penn State, Wisconsin. We're going to learn a lot about Wisconsin out the gate. We'll be at that game. College game day will be up in Green Bay and Lambeau Field for LSU versus Wisconsin. So I don't know if it's just one team that's being chased in the Big Ten right now.
You do such a good job, Desmond, of being so educated about so many programs, especially the Big Ten, but you can talk any national program. Can you remember a better era of Michigan State football?
I tell you what, D'Antonio has done a fantastic job of bringing Michigan State football to national prominence, where people respect his brand of football, and when they see that Sparty logo, then there's a tremendous amount of respect that goes with it. So he's done a fantastic job with the program. There's no doubt about it. Yes, I think that's probably the best era. I mean, they've had some players, they've had some years, under George Perlis. They've had, countless players who were great players, but I don't know if they've had this type of run before. I don't think so. I'm not the historian, especially on Michigan State football. I'm not. I can't just go way back to when I was a teenager, because I didn't really pay attention to college football that much back then. But definitely since I've been doing this job at ESPN, this is the best stretch that they've had without a shadow of a doubt.
Personal question, the Jordan stuff, everybody associated with Michigan wants to get their hands on some gear. How much have you been knocking on Jim Harbaugh and the staff's door to try to get some Jordan gear?
Oh, man. Well, I was actually there for the launch. I was there for the launch, and I walked out there with some goodies, so I'm good right now. I'm real good.
How excited are you? It's almost a rhetorical question for the start of college football season. Is there that little kid stirring inside of you just to see the first game, to get on the set, to talk football, to watch football?
That's an excellent question. Let me tell you why. Because this, to me, is the best week one that college football has ever seen. I mean, we have some great matchups. Normally, you may have two games. One game may be like what they call a neutral site game, and another game is just two ranked teams against each other. But I'm talking about we have at least 7 to 8 very good matchups, marquee games, and we go till Labor Day. We go till Monday. Sunday night you have Notre Dame versus Texas in Austin. That's a huge game, and it's the only show in town. And then Monday night you're going to have Florida State versus Ole Miss in Orlando. Another big matchup, obviously with college football playoff implications, Heisman Trophy implications. So I think personally this is the best week one college football has ever seen. So I'm extremely excited about getting this thing started.